Okay, it's Sunday again, and we have a game lined up. It's going to be Ogre Kingdoms against Orcs and Goblins again. Our lists are, well, mine's slightly different. I think Si has the same list he had last week. Okay, so as you may have guessed by the building in the middle, we've actually rolled Watchtower this time, so something a bit different. What we have agreed though is we're not going to have it as I think a lot of tournaments do this, but basically the tower's worth 500 points if you control it at the end of the game, rather than an auto win. Mainly because Si can actually deploy in the tower, so we kind of saw that as a bit of a disadvantage because obviously I'm going first. And also, it just sort of hordes in a building is just going to be one big sort of fight in the middle, and the whole battle's going to revolve around that. So we wanted a bit of a more interesting game, but still have the Watchtower worth something. We agreed on 500 points just because 1,000 would mean if he got his entire horde in there and just sat in there for the whole game, I couldn't actually win if I tried. So, yeah, so we think it's a fair trade-off. But we'll see how it goes. I mean, it might be bad, but we'll find out. But for now, the Watchtower, whoever controls in the end gets 500 victory points. Okay, so I'll run you through my lists. I have a Goblin Spear Chucker, 35 Night Goblins with nets, 40 Black Orcs with the BSB in, he's just an Orc Big Boss, Goblin Doom Diver, Goblin Rock Lobber, a Troll, proxy by a Cow Spawn, 20 Savage Orcs with a Savage Orc Warlord in, a level 4 Goblin Shaman, 40 Orc Biggins, level 2 Goblin Shaman, 2 Spear Chuckers, and a Space Wolf Manglesquick. So, and also for scenery, we rolled some random scenery again. That's the random placement. We have an Acropolis of Heroes, which gives +1 to hit in close combat. A Bane Stone gives you +1 to wound. A Arcane Ruins, which allows you to channel up to 3 extra dice. And a Idol of Gork, which allows you to re-roll charge distances. So that should help Si out. And that's the end of Orc and Goblin deployment.
Okay, and for Ogre's deployment, on my left flank I have a unit of 8 Iron Guts with mostly full command without a champion, led by my Firebelly. Unit of 4 Mournfang, who soon will be 4 real Mournfang as soon as my order gets here. We have Stonehorn next to them. And the rider has the harpoon launcher upgrade. Then we have the big unit of Ogre Bulls. That's 15 bulls with command without a champion, led by the BSB, who is represented by a Goldfag Maneater there. And I have a level 4 Slaughtermaster as my, as you see the little Skaven guy there. I have a real Sabertusk this time, although I would have had 2, but I had to get a bit Jez Goodwin on this one because the Finecast had a few problems. As you can see, he's mostly covered in green stuff. And then we have out on the far right flank, we have another Sabertusk. So yeah, that is my army. Since I won the dice off to see who controlled the Watchtower, I obviously couldn't put any of my forces in, so the Watchtower is currently empty, and Ollie obviously automatically gets first turn. So we will see you at the end of Orc and Goblin turn 1.
Okay, it's the end of Orcs and Goblins turn 1. It was a pretty quick one. I just kind of fiddled around, moved some stuff around, and then the magic phase, unfortunately I rolled a 3, and because of Si's Arcane Runes over here, he managed to get a channel, so that's 3 against 3, and I didn't really have anything in range that was worth casting, so I ended up just trying to cast Curse of the Bad Moon, just for the sake of it, but I failed to cast it by 1, unfortunately, so magic phase was a bit of a bust. And then in the shooting phase, all 3 Spear Chuckers missed. This one fired at the Sabertusk, these 2 at the Mournfang. Then the Doom Diver managed to hit the Stonehorn, the wound to it, and then the Rock Lobber hit the Stonehorn, did 2 wounds to it. So that thing's at half strength already, which is a good start. Unfortunately, that's about it. Oh, and the Manglesquick just moved up. That's it. There was no animosity issues, which is nice. So we'll see what happens in Orc and Goblin. Sorry, not Orc and Goblins. Ogre Kingdoms turn 1.
Okay, end of Ogre's turn 1. Everyone moved up, a bit tentatively because of the mango squig over here. These guys just moved around. 2 saber tusks have basically made way, moving up. Magic phase, I rolled a 10 and got a channel. I tried to cast Fireball on the Mangler Squig, the upgraded one, but Ollie dispelled it. But then I essentially focused my efforts on Troll Gutsing my other unit, and in retrospect we were discussing it'd probably be better if I'd Fulminating Flame Caged it, because had I managed to do it some damage, the resulting hit from the bolt thrower in the shooting phase would have taken it out. However, unfortunately, also in the shooting phase, I tried to cannon it and rolled a misfire on the first dice, and rolled a 1, so it blew up. But on the plus side, it didn't hurt any of my other units, because I had visions of it ganking these. Because 2d6 strength 5 hits on that would have sorted it out. But yeah, thankfully I only rolled a 2 for the distance, so it just exploded.
Oh, and you managed to panic that?
Oh yes, that was it. I cast a spell and panicked the bolt thrower, stopping that from shooting. So that was at least one pretty good thing out of the magic phase. Yeah, and these guys got troll guts. So yeah, not bad. Although I could have done without losing the scrap launch, the iron blaster. Would have been nice if I killed the Mangler Squig, but yeah, still not too shabby. So it's on to Orcs and Goblins turn 2.
Okay, it's end of Orcs and Goblins turn 2. I just kind of moved the Black Orcs up a bit. That's pretty much it. In fact, that was it. And then in the magic phase, the Mangler Squig moved up, didn't quite make contact with them. Then in the magic phase, rolled 6, didn't get any channels. Sai, on the other hand, got 4 channels. Which is bad because that was with an arcane ruin. So Zinch himself came down and to sort him out. So he rolled on the miscast table.
Oh, we got
got an 8, which does strength 6 hit to all his casters. Now it said on it said you lose d6 power dice, but we reasoned as it was ordinarily you wouldn't get a miscast in your opponent's turn. That's because I've got that hell heart or something. So we decided it would lose d6 dispel dice from his power pool, and then rolled a 6. So he channeled 4 and would have had 8 dispel dice, but then he lost 6 of them, so he actually hurt himself. So probably the greatest bit of channeling I've ever seen, but actually net profit of losing 2 dice. The Slaughtermaster took a wound, but luckily his Firebelly didn't, so it wasn't so bad really. It was just hilarity. Then I tried to cast Curse of the Bad Moon, and he threw his scroll at it because he didn't want it going through those. I rolled quite high for that. And then I cast Itchy Nuisance on the Mournfang, reducing their movement by 6. So they won't be going anywhere this time. And that was it for the magic phase. Then in shooting phase, Spear Chucker missed. This Spear Chucker hit the Mournfang, actually did 2 wounds to one. This one couldn't fire. The Rock Lobber did a wound to the Stonehorn, and didn't either miss the Stonehorn. So that was it. That's the end of Orcs and Goblins turn 2.
Okay, end of Ogre's turn 2. The Iron Guts tentatively moved up and around, as did the Ogre Balls. My 2 Saber Tusks moved up. 1 Saber Tusk pulled out the Fanatics, died honourably by being smooshed on the end of one of the Fanatics. In fact, this guy's big old ball and chain. The other Saber Tusk, Leroy Jenkins, did it straight into the bolt thrower. Although Ollie managed to stand and shoot, hit it, but he only thankfully did 1 wound to it. And it came in and nommed his bolt thrower. So that was a nice positive. However, unfortunately, the magic phase I only rolled a 3, and basically I got a fairly poor casting of a fireball. It didn't really do much. So yeah, unfortunately, I was a bit screwed over. So I didn't manage to get it off. I would have liked to have forced Ollie to at least have used his scroll. But yeah, so they're about to cop some nasty hits. But yeah, everyone else just kind of moved up and ready, and yeah, we'll see what happens in Orcs and Goblins turn 3.
Okay, it's the end of Orcs and Goblins turn 3. There was a bit of failed animosity, and the big ones decided they were going to try and charge the Iron Guts, which is probably not a good idea. Luckily they failed it. It was just at the max of their range. The Savages had just moved up. These guys just reformed, and the Black Orcs moved into the building. The Mangler Squig went through the Mournfang and did 6 wounds, but Simon managed to save 2 of them. So only actually killed 2 in the end, because one of them already had 2 wounds. But then they passed their panic test, so he came off pretty well there, which is good. Well, for him, it's not good for me. And then in the magic phase, I managed to get off.
You already get off.
I don't think I did. Oh no, yeah. He dispelled my Curse of the Bad Moon. Then I ate some bad shrooms and managed to win my level 4. And then my level 2, who stole my level 4's shrooms, also ate them, and they were bad. So he luckily didn't take a wound. But yeah, so whoever cooked those is in a lot of trouble. I suspect they bought them from an ogre. Okay, so that was the end of the magic phase, and then the shooting phase. The bolt throwers missed the Mournfang. The Doom Diver managed to put another wound on the Stonehorn, so there's only got 1 left now. And the Rock Lobber fired at the Mournfang but missed. So that was it. That's the end of Orc and Goblins turn 3.
Okay, end of Ogre's turn 3. Basically declared a charge with the remaining 2 Mournfang, the Iron Guts, and the Stonehorn. I managed to roll the maximum range for the Mournfang. They thundered in. The Iron Guts got a nice charge, got in as well. Unfortunately, even with the help of the Idol of Gork, I rolled a 5 and then a 6. And basically, I needed a 7 to get in with the Stonehorn. So unfortunately, that missed out. These guys just moved up and around a little bit more. And then having munched through the bolt thrower, my Saber Tusk is trying to hedge around some gribbly night goblins. So yeah, that might not end very well for him if that fanatic comes his way. But yeah, then magic phase was pretty amazing. I managed to get 11 dice, so 10 and a channel. Got 2 miscasts, getting 2 magical feedbacks. So I got Troll Guts off on them, and then I got Spine Marrow on the Iron Guts. Basically wounded my Firebelly twice, and wounded my Slaughtermaster twice, but he managed to use his the lore attribute to recover a wound each time. So he's still only on 1 wound, but my Firebelly has had a bit of a kicking. In the shooting phase, well, nothing happened, because obviously he failed the charge, so it was straight on to close combat. I managed to do 21 wounds to the Biggin unit. Basically lost 1 Mournfang, the other one took a wound in return, and I lost 2 Iron Guts and took 2 wounds to the other in return for that. So I won the combat. I beat his Steadfast, and he fled. I caught him. The Mournfang reformed, and they overran into the Gobbo Shaman. So yeah, pretty good turn for me. I've got to think of some way of getting these out, or perhaps just avoiding them. I don't know, but yeah, it's going pretty well for me at the moment. So we'll see what happens in Orcs and Goblins turn 4. Normally what happens is I do well and then I get smacked. So we shall see.
Okay, it's end of Orcs and Goblins turn 4, and it's looking pretty good, even though I lost my big horde. Well, it's not looking that good, but it's looking, at least. Anyway, past my animosity, which was nice. The savages charged into the Lone Mournfang. These goblins just moved up, and that was pretty much it. Oh, the troll moved up to kind of redirect the ogre horde in some fashion. And the Mangle Squig and the Fanatics are just burning around. Although this Fanatic did actually go directly towards the Saber-Tusk and kill him, which was awesome. But of course he bounced off the board then. But that was nice. So precision fanaticking. I'm sure there's a term for that. Anyway, so the magic phase, I got like 11 dice after a channel. Kind of squandered it though. Tried to cast Curse of the Bad Moon on this unit just because I really want to see it go off. But so I managed to dispel it because I rolled like 7 or something on about 7 dice. So, which is pretty bad. Oh no, I failed to cast it anyway, didn't I? Because I had bad shroom. Okay, I had bad shroom and that's what caused that. And then my lone level 2, he took over and he couldn't cast Vindictive Glare, so he went for the Spider God Blessing. And threw all the dice at it, hoping for a miscast just to hurt some ogres before he died. But actually, I think so I dispelled it. And then he just died anyway. So the shooting phase, these guys aspired at the Stonehorn and missed. The Doomdiver killed the Stonehorn, which was excellent. And then the Rock Lobber fired at his BSB, but scattered onto his other ogre, but onto his Slaughtermaster. And he got a Lookout Sir, but then the ogre who saved him also was saved by Troll Guts, so didn't actually do any wounds there. And that was it. So that's the end of Orcs and Goblins turn 4.
Okay, end of Ogre's turn 4. My big unit charged his troll. The Iron Guts charged the flank of the Savage Orcs. And that was about it. The magic phase, I rolled yet another miscast, got Troll Guts off, and got a really bad one. Basically did 7 wounds to my ogre unit. I didn't take a wound myself with the Slaughtermaster. I saved 3 of them with Troll Guts, so I lost a couple of ogres. And then thankfully I rolled high enough and didn't lose him to the warp, so he was there. I then carved up his troll in combat, overrun a few inches. Then in other news, the Iron Guts flank charge managed to carve through just enough of the Savage Orcs to render them non-steadfast. And they failed their break test as they lost by loads and scarpered. So I'm chasing after them. So pretty good turn for me. And then it's on to Orcs and Goblins turn 5. Okay, fairly short turn for me. Basically, the Iron Guts swift reformed and then moved around the building. So try and get out of sight of the bolt throwers. Then these guys charged after the Savage Orcs, rolled a miserable, basically failed the charge by quite a bit, yeah, they managed to scarper, or a double 1, so they just lurched forward slightly. So yeah, hopefully these will fail, run off the board, and then I'll be a happy boy. But they're pretty much out of the fight, because I don't think I'm going to be able to get at them either, which is unfortunate. But yeah, magic phase, I tried to cast Troll Guts on them, but failed. So yeah, it's basically Orcs and Goblins turn 6, last turn for Ollie. Okay. End of Ogres, turn 6, very, very short. These guys reformed, couldn't do anything else. These guys swift reformed, moved 12, try and place themselves in there. Magic phase, basically, I rolled a 6 and a 1. So with 6 spell dice, there was absolutely no point because I don't want to risk a miscast and ruin him and the other guy because that's a lot of points. So I ended that, and that pretty much ended the game. So we're going to total up the scores. Ollie obviously getting the plus 500 for occupying the building. So yeah, we'll see what happens.
Okay, it's the end of the game, and we've totaled up the scores. Obviously, like we said at the start, the Watchtower's worth 500 points. So obviously I'm still in possession of that, so I got that. And so I totaled up Si's score, and he got 565 points, and I got
962,
making me the winner. So mainly because I controlled the Watchtower, which is good. I think Si made the right call just to ignore these guys, because it basically took 500 points of my army out of the game for quite some time. These guys are really out of position as well. So he just went hunting after these guys and just couldn't quite draw a bead on them because they kept running away bravely. It's my war boss's favourite tactic. So let's see. Let's just have a review of units. These guys obviously hideously out of position and didn't really do anything. Although the fanatics they released did do some precision bombing and take out that saber tusk. So they actually took out 2 saber tusks, so yeah, it's not bad. My goblin, he did pretty well. He cast a lot of spells. Not all of them were useful. As I say, I'm not a big fan of the 6 spells, but and this one was pretty useless as well. So I'm still not a fan. Itchy Nuisance is great though. So Gore could fix it if there'd been any big combats. I would have liked to have got it on my on his Iron Guts for that combat, but unfortunately didn't happen. See, the Black Orcs obviously held the buildings. They didn't really get take part in the game, but I'm glad they took it because 500 points is 500 points. So the big uns did pretty well, but when I'm hitting on 2s, I would have liked to see more hits there. I think I could have at least retained steadfast by doing 2 more wounds to these guys during that combat. But unfortunately I didn't, and that's why I broke, and that's what put a big hole in my line, which is pretty bad news. But that was Mornfang and Iron Guts, so they are pretty scary anyway, especially when the Iron Guts get +1 to hit. The Doomdive did excellent, took out that Stonehorn, killed a few other things, pretty good. Rocklover continues to miss, but it's only 85 points. These guys did fairly well. They took some wounds off some Mornfang, which is good. Savage Orcs did pretty bad, but then I shouldn't have charged that lone Mornfang like a crazy person, because that's what caused me to get flank and run all the way over there. So that was pretty stupid on my part. And the Mangler Squid, it was great. He took out some Mornfang and then just went home. So he'll be alive. And there's Fnac over there, just chilling out. So yeah, it was a really good game. Obviously I won, so I would say that, but I feel it was a good game. It was a lot of manoeuvring and tactics there, because obviously his main unit didn't actually get into combat, apart from with a troll, which of course the troll did really well. No, these guys never fought those.
Those guys fought those.
No, they didn't.
No. Oh no. Sorry.
Yeah.
I was trying to. Yeah.
Yeah, they were trying to. So yeah, these guys ate a troll, and as I pointed out at the start of the game, that's all they were after anyway. They just wanted a troll for their troll gut brew.
They wanted some guts to get some Slaughtermasters happy.
Yeah, so single-mindedly, this Skaven did exactly what he planned to do, which was kill a troll, which is all he did. And he took like 1,000 points of ogres to do it, but it was a pretty close game though, considering. I mean, obviously I had the Watchtower, but if it wasn't for that, it would have been a very close game. And I'm really annoyed that these guys didn't run away, because I threw everything at them. That's partly why I cast the bad moon, just for a few extra wounds on them, but I just kept passing those break tests. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. I'm certainly going to take this list again to try it out. It seems to be, I quite like the troll as a redirector. It's so cheap. I like the Night Goblin bus, although I didn't really get to use them there, but I like the idea of having nets rather than the archers who weren't really doing much in such a big game, and I was out of range. Yeah, so I shall hand it over to Si and see what he thinks.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that. I think the 500 points for the watchtower instead of auto win kind of makes the game a bit more fun for both players, really, because then you have to make the decision. I mean, for example, I knew there was no real way I was going to dislodge all those Black Orcs out there. So I thought, sod it, I'll go after the rest of his army. The tactic very nearly works. Like I say, if I'd taken out that unit, then that would have been a win. Yeah, I was a bit gutted. 3 more casualties and they would have been under 25. Well, sorry, 4 more casualties and they would have been under 25%, and then they would have needed double ones to rally. Yeah, a bit gutted, but yeah, I couldn't really draw a bead. If I'd managed to roll a good bit better than a double one, I probably could have caught the Orcs anyway and finished them. And actually, while I think about it, there was the Idol of Gork there. What would have happened? Let's see.
No, I don't do that because you might have actually caught up with them and then.
Well, I might have done, but no. It's tough shit. But yeah, oh no, I wouldn't have done actually because I had Itch Nuisance on me. So no, that wouldn't. No, actually, there was no way I could have got them because I had Itchy Nuisance. So that's fine.
Yeah.
Which is obviously why Ollie cast Itchy Nuisance. Clever tactics.
I'm glad there's a 6 on there. That's for sure.
Yeah, like a 1 or a 2, and yeah, that could have been a bit different. But oh, yeah, I really enjoyed that game. Like I say, auto win for holding the watchtower is a little bit silly in some respects.
Particularly for armies like Bretonians who just can't hold the tower.
Yeah,
it's not fair.
Even sort of Skaven, who are just weak and have no benefit from rank bonus.
Any game where if you got that in there, most armies wouldn't stand a chance. Would have no chance.
Obviously, the Black Orcs with their flaming attacks would have done very well.
Yeah, definitely.
But like I say, with the sort of things like there's a Skaven in there. I mean, with no leadership, no rank bonus.
Oh yeah, that's true.
You would no steadfast.
Well, you're stubborn if you're in a tower anyway. So.
But
stubborn 5 or whatever.
Stubborn 5 or stubborn 6, or at best stubborn 7 even stubborn 6 from a general. Not very good at all. Or stubborn 7, yeah. I mean that's piss poor. So I think 500 points is good.
Yeah, it's good enough, isn't it, to make you want to take it.
Yeah, because like if I had that and had managed to do what I did here, while the Black Orcs kind of assaulted, then yeah, definitely I would have. I might have. Well, I would have won, but like I say, it would have been the other way around, and Ollie obviously took it. But it was good. I was really pleased with how it went. Bit gutted I couldn't get these, but that was. A little bit of luck, a little bit of clever manoeuvring, and yeah, it kind of went well.
Some clever fleeing, that's what that was.
Yeah.
This guy's now to run.
It's always good, rolling higher than your opponent. That's the way to win. So yeah, really pleased with the Iron Guts. I think Iron Guts were probably the unit of the match for me.
Yeah, that's a good point. What's the unit of the match for me? Probably the Doom Diver, actually.
Doom Diver was excellent. Really hurt. Yeah, I mean your artillery really did pretty well this time.
Yeah, it did. Stayed alive.
I was a little bit gutted that I couldn't get the Doom Diver because the idea was I was going to try and get the Saber Tusk around and try and chew that Doom Diver up. But I think the Night Goblins probably could have stopped him. But I was hoping I could take the Night Goblins totally out of the fight. In that way anyway, but yeah, it was nice. It would have been nice to have ganked his little goblin shaman at the end, so I can get some more mushroomy goodness. But yeah, the ogres, well, at least the Iron Guts have eaten well to sit down and finish off the remnants of the big uns.
I think your Iron Guts really did most of the work.
I think they did, yeah.
And you didn't use breath weapon, I don't think, did you?
No, I didn't, no. Which is a good point, because if I breath weapon them and got enough wounds, then yeah, they would have only rallied on double one.
Yeah, that's a good point, yeah.
That's ways and means now. I mean, that's remembering things. That's part of the game. So yeah, that was really good. I enjoyed that, and unfortunately, I'm back to work next week. So only one game a week from now on, at least until my next holiday.
Other than maybe the odd 500 during the week.
Ah, yes. If I'm not too mutilated, and I suspect next week is going to be bad times. So yeah, onwards to the next game. I really like my list. Ollie really likes his. So yeah, we're having some fun with it. And yeah, I might have a few more games with this, or I might bring back the Skaven at some point and see how well they do against the Orcs. But yeah, so we'll see you next time.